All right, welcome back. So we've journeyed through 8 different dimensions of wealth, right? We've been building this whole picture of what a truly successful life actually looks like. But today we get to the final piece, the one that honestly decides whether everything you've built stands tall or just crumbles to dust. You know, let's just start with the truth that frankly, most people learn way too late. You can do everything right. You can get the money, you can get the time freedom, the health, the knowledge, the relationships. You can even find that deep sense of purpose. And from the outside, it looks like you finally made it, but you can still lose it all. And what's so wild about this is that it's not because of some outside force. It's not bad luck, it's not a market crash, it's not because the world is out to get you. Nope. The reason is much, much closer to home. It's because the person holding all that success, well, they had a crack in their foundation. And this is the key takeaway right here. We don't lose our wealth because we don't know enough. We lose it because of who we become when the pressure is on, when temptation knocks, and when success finally shows up. See, wealth isn't just about building something, it's about becoming someone. Okay, so let's back up a little and do a quick recap of this whole journey. Because those first 8 dimensions, they were never just a checklist. You have to see them as a series of tests, each one designed to reveal a different part of you. First up was money wealth. And what did we learn? That money doesn't change you. It just makes you more of who you already are. It magnifies your generosity or your greed, your discipline or your chaos. It puts your character under a microscope. Then, time wealth came along and tested your control. I mean, think about it. If you don't own your day, if you don't own your priorities and your focus, do you really own your life? Health, wealth demanded discipline just to maintain your energy. Because success without the vitality to actually enjoy it isn't winning. It's just a fancier, heavier kind of exhaustion. Intellectual wealth was a real test of humility. It showed us that your income doesn't rise to the level of your effort, but to the quality of your thinking. That forces you to stay curious and keep learning. Then there was emotional wealth, which tested your resilience. It proved that without that internal stability, one little setback can feel like the end of the world. It's not about being weak, it's about being emotionally untrained. Social wealth, man, this one was subtle. It tested your integrity, your environment, the conversations you have every day. They are silently programming your goals. This dimension really asked if you could hold on to who you are when you're surrounded by noise. And relationship wealth. That tested your ability to connect. It showed us that success in isolation is completely hollow. We're not built just to achieve things. We're wired to share that meaning with others. And finally, spiritual wealth tested your conviction. It showed that even if you have everything else, life just feels empty without a why. That purpose is what turns all your frantic motion into meaningful direction. So after all of that, after all those tests, we're finally here. At the one dimension that holds everything else up. The one that decides if your empire stands for a generation or crumbles overnight. And we're talking about something deeper than just strategy or mindset here. We are talking about character wealth. This is your attitude, your discipline, your identity. You can think of it as the operating system that runs your entire life. Because every single thing you build, every success you have, will eventually be tested by your character. Look at it this way. Character isn't just another item on the list. It's the container that holds all the other forms of wealth. Without a strong container, everything just spills out and gets lost, right? Your money will test your discipline. Your time will test your priorities. Your success, your very identity will be put to the test. So if character is the foundation, then how in the world do we build it? Well, it's not about watching a motivational video. It's about repetition. It's built in the small, consistent decisions that nobody else ever sees. So let's get into the blueprint. But first, I want you to ask yourself a question and be brutally honest. If all the success, all the fame, all the money you've ever wanted arrived on your doorstep tomorrow, would your habits stay the same? Or would you start to let things slide just a little? Because that answer tells you everything about the strength of your character right now. Okay, here are 4 really practical steps. Number 1, keep your word to yourself. Even on the tiny, doesn't matter things, because self-trust is the bedrock of all discipline. Number 2, get rid of excuses. Every excuse you make is a vote for weakness, and over time, that weakness becomes your identity. 3, choose your long-term identity over short-term comfort. Character is forged in those moments when you choose the hard thing, even when the easy thing is right there. And finally, number 4, stay consistent when nobody is watching. because that private discipline is what creates public success. And this brings us to the final and most important point of all this. This journey of wealth, it was never just about what you could get. It was always about who you had to become to be able to handle it. Here is one of the most powerful truths about achievement you'll ever hear. We all like to think that we rise to the level of our goals, our big ambitions, our wildest dreams. But we don't. When the pressure is on, you fall to the level of your training, your systems, your habits. In other words, you fall to your character. That is your true foundation. That's your safety net. So I'll just leave you with this thought. The real question isn't, can you succeed? The real question is, can you stay you after you succeed? Because true wealth is never, ever about what you own. It's about what you can sustain without losing yourself in the process. It is who you become while holding it.